Hello, Tim. Yeah, you and I have known each other quite a while, so this is a bit of a strange thing. So let's talk about the Outreach Director. Give a little bit of history. When I became Outreach Director, it was clear that the role was aimed at lobbying government, I suppose would be the way I would put it, rather than anything else. And during my term, I've tried to change that to focus on something which throughout my career has been claimed as a problem. Whether it's a real problem or not, I don't know, which is the lack of engineers. And for me, you know, INCOSE UK had the opportunity to try and help do that through the outreach program. So it was clear in my remit, the first thing I did was try and change that. So what do you think is still missing from outreach, and where do you think it should go?
Right, so I think there are several facets to the outreach director role. The STEM outreach is something we've recognised as being very important. I've worked primarily in the defence sector, and we're desperately short of people, and particularly if budgets increase moving forwards, that'll become a real problem across engineering. So that's one facet of the role. Other facets of the role, and ones I'm particularly interested in, include the engagement across engineering and determining the right relationship with other professional engineering institutes. And that's something I'm very passionate about. I see a microcosm of that problem in my own employers, and I'm working on that. And therefore, there's a strong synergy to better understand how engineering and other technical disciplines fit together. There is still the need to engage with government, and I co-chair the Defence Working Group currently, and we've just provided a submission to the Strategic Defence Review on that. Really supporting the case for more engineering and more systems engineers. And then another area is updating the season report, understanding the state of systems engineering in the UK, and using that to build a stronger INCOSE UK, or IFSI, as we move forwards.
Indeed, and that leads me to a significant topic, which is problem for the outreach director. So the role is of a director directing a whole series of volunteer resources, shall I say. And although we've got a large number of volunteers registered, inciting them or enthusing them to get involved and actually do work is problematic. Do you have some magic wand that you can wave to improve that situation, you think?
It's a good question, Stuart. And in my current role, I don't have any direct reports, and I have to, within my employees, I have to rely on goodwill and influence to try and make things happen. And it's the same in a volunteer organisation.
Absolutely.
However, I've been co-chair of the Architecture Working Group now for 9 years, and we have sustained that and in fact grown the volume of work and output we deliver through setting an example and putting a lot of energy ourselves. And I'm not afraid of putting energy in to make things happen. So I do recognise it's a really difficult issue in a volunteer organisation, but I think if you set an example and you go the extra mile yourself, then you can make things happen. And it is important that INCOSE UK, IFSI, does set an example and does become established as a full PEI in the UK.
I'd agree entirely, although our size in respect to other engineering institutes is probably what shall I say, limits the impact we can make individually, but we can obviously add our voice to other PEIs in those collaborative initiatives, and that's something that does take up a lot of time, I suppose, as a director, in my view. So what's the biggest challenge you think you'll face as outreach director, then, being also obviously a council member as well as part of that role?
So finding time is a problem because I'm multi-hatted. I'm a visiting professor. I run 2 working groups jointly with others. and I also sit on British Standards and ISO committees. So finding time is the biggest challenge. Galvanizing people and establishing yourself in the role, I think, are also things you shouldn't be ignored. However, I do a lot of external engagement nationally and internationally. And so I think that side I should be able to pick up fairly quickly.
Okay. I think unless you've got anything else that you want to discuss, Tim, I think that really is a good picture of what you're wanting to achieve. And I think that that'd be really useful. I wish you the best of luck as the incoming Outreach Director.
Thank you very much. I look forward to undertaking the role. I think it's an exciting role and an exciting time to be undertaking the role as we make that transition into IFSI and we establish ourselves amongst the broader engineering community more fully and so forth.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.